Suspensions, resignations, receivership. 2023 was a roller coaster year for iCreate, our number 5 story of the year.
2023 started off looking pretty promising for digital media company iCreate. They were coming off a massive capital raise that would be used to fund some new acquisitions. This was expected to change the company's trajectory and boost its financials. Additionally, because of their rapid growth, they were also planning a move to the big boys table on the main market of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. iCreate founder and CEO Tyrone Wilson appeared on Taking Stock in February.
Migrating, as we know, we have exceeded the capital, the maximum amount we can raise on the junior market, right? As a result of that, the almost automatic thing to do is to seek to move to the main market. As it is now, based on the rules, we are, quote and unquote, in, I wouldn't say violation or so, it's a strong word, but we're not within the guidelines of what the rules stipulate. So iCreate migrating to the main market needs to happen like very soon. So our team, our corporate secretary, Dimitri Adams, our team, we've made the necessary communication to the stock exchange. We're working on the application, putting together the necessary board resolutions and so forth to move that process along. But we think we'll be there within the month of February, this month.
Well, it's been almost a year since that interview, and things haven't gone as planned. In June, an anonymous group called JSC Investors United sent a letter to the media and the JSC accusing Wilson and iCreate of several things, which, for legal reasons, we won't repeat here. The group also accused the JSC and the industry's regulator, the Financial Services Commission, of poor oversight and allowing iCreate to mislead investors. Wilson quickly denied the allegations, calling them false and hurtful. He said as a publicly listed company on a highly regulated exchange, iCreate would not be allowed to go rogue. However, the letter did bring attention to the fact that several of iCreate's financial statements and reports had been delayed for an extended period. At that point in June, the company's second quarter report, which was due on March 30, had already been delayed. Additionally, the annual report, which should have been submitted by April 30, was also delayed. According to the company, the acquisition of outdoor advertising company Visual Vibes was responsible for the holdup. But then in August, the company delayed the publication of the results again. That may have been the final straw for the JSC, which suspended iCreate from trading. Wilson then announced his decision to step down as CEO and director. The JSC said the company would remain suspended until the financial reports were published. iCreate gave themselves a month and a half to get everything sorted. But that was still only the start of the saga. The month-long suspension was extended because they didn't have a mentor as per junior market rules. iCreate finally published their results on September 29 and appointed Kalanda Hutchinson as mentor. They finally resumed trading on October 10. Speaking on Taking Stock, interim CEO Arlene Martin said that the company had a plan to turn things around.
There is stability and there is growth. And stability and growth based on things that have been happening when you have new leadership and just settling everyone into place, but stability in terms of the operations, corporate governance, and a number of things like that. And then focused on growth, not only because of the opportunities that are out there in all of the segments, but also the potential that's in the company. The focus on growth and stability also come from the recent acquisitions. So in January 2022, we would have closed the acquisition of Get Paid Group Limited that does SMS communication as well as e-commerce. And we would have announced in 2022 the acquisition of visualvibe.com, which is a digital out-of-home advertising company. That closed fully earlier this year, end of May 2023. So you'd have seen that we started reporting and including as a group the financials for Visual Vibe beginning in, and we also synchronized that we had the Q2 results. That was the period ending June 23 published. We'd have seen 1 month reflected for Visual Vibe then, and then in our Q3, would have seen that visual vibe was fully represented.
But just days after that interview at the company's AGM, Wilson mounted a surprise comeback, using this majority stake through his other companies, Kintyre Holdings and eMedia Interactive, to re-elect himself as CEO of iCreate. At the same time, Martin was removed as interim CEO and company director. Ricardo Allen, Dania Joy Wint and Ivan Carter were also booted as company directors. And Crichton Mullings and Associates was removed as the company's auditors. Wilson said his comeback was a positive step for the company and they'd get back to work. Then shortly after his return, Wilson announced that iCreate had sold a 30% stake in Visual Vibes to an investment group led by businessman Anthony Dunn. But in yet another turn of events, iCreate was placed in receivership on December 18. Sagicor Investments essentially took over control and management of the company as per the terms of a bond contract in 2020. The agreement gave Sagicor Investments, which arranged the bond, the right to assume control if iCreate failed to meet its payment obligations. According to a statement from Sagicor, receivership was not their first option. The trustee and bondholder were reportedly in consistent extended dialogue with iCreate management, but they weren't able to recover the full outstanding balance. Sagicor said it is their responsibility to ensure their client is paid. Kenneth Tomlinson, who was previously appointed receiver at SSL, has also been appointed receiver at iCreate.
Let's get this money.